The UFC is back in Saudi Arabia with a banger of a fight card. We got Izzy versus Nasruddin Imavov and a crazy co-main event to go with that. But we're going to be looking at every fight on the card and giving a breakdown and my picks for who I think will come out victorious after UFC Saudi Arabia. First fight, we got Jamal Pogues versus Hamdi Abdelwahabi. Um, it just their builds are unfathomable. I don't get how the dude Hamdi literally looks like a 50-year-old dad. Heavyweight's got to be the silliest division in the UFC. Overall, I don't know too much about these guys. I'll be the first to admit it, but I think Hamdi will get it done. I'll say Hamdi Abdelwahabi via decision, out damaging Pogues by a little bit. A narrow decision for Hamdi. Next, they can't even give this dude a colored photo, but we got Bogdan Grad versus Lucas Alexander. Again, I don't know these guys too much. What am I, casual? That I don't know these guys? Like, okay, if you want to call me casual, so be it. Jeez, 10 strikes absorbed per minute? Yeah. I'm going to go with Lucas Alexander by decision. I'll go with Jasmine Jazavidivish. Bueno is on like a 2-loss streak, so. Here we go. You already know I'm going with my boy T-Rex. Terrence McKinney, amazing striking, good grappling too. Demir has decent striking from what I know as well. But I think McKinney's going to have the grappling advantage. He just can't get caught. I mean, at this point, he gets knocked out by a gust of wind. So I think him and Johnny Walker are competing for the two chinniest chins in the UFC. Hopefully, Terrence can avoid the danger. I think the UFC is trying to set him up here, give him an easier opponent. Demir is 37, 38, so I think it's tailor-made for a Terrence McKinney highlight. They can get him back on track a little bit. He's about 30 years old, so he's still got some years left to improve his game. But I got to go with Terrence McKinney. I'll say Terrence gets it done by submission. I'll say he hits him with a 3-piece and a soda on the feet, takes him down, takes his back, submission. T-Rex wins. Back in the win column. We continue. We got the heavyweight GOAT versus Thomas Peterson. Shamil's obviously going to win. How he wins, I'm going to say a flying. As long as it doesn't get to the third round, Shamil should be able to win. Obviously, he hasn't been putting in the work for his cardio. I mean, again, I don't know what's with these dudes' physiques. I could count all the built heavyweights on one hand. I feel like back in the day, there's more built heavyweights. Maybe that's because of steroids, but holy cow, this is bad. Either way, it's the easy one for the blob. Another victim. I'll say he gets it done by decision, out damaging him, mixing a few takedowns, land a few good shots on the feet. Bada bing, bada boom. Decision win for the blob. We got Muhammad Naimov versus Khan Ofli. I'm going to go with Naimov just because he has the threat of the takedown more so. I think they'll be pretty evenly matched on the feet. Again, you can call me a casual if you want. I have heard of both these guys, but I don't know too well about them. So if I'm a casual, so be it. But I'm going to go with Naimov. I just think he's a more well-rounded fighter. I'll say he wins by decision as well. Now we're on the main card. I can give a little more insight. I think Mike Davis is criminally underweighted. I think Mike Davis may be one of the best prospects in the lightweight division right now. These guys are both coming off wins. Well, I do think Mike Davis has good KO power. And like I said, he's a hot prospect right now. I think he's on a 4-fight win streak. Or is that Faraz? I don't know. Either way, Mike Davis, I'm going to say by knockout. We'll go Mike Davis by 3rd round knockout. Next, we got Said Nurmagomedov versus Vinicius Oliveira. I don't think Said has fought in a while, but he's definitely an elite fighter. But the thing I will say about Oliveira is I believe he has a win over Ricky Simone. And then he also had that flying knee knockout. Was it in the Contender Series or a Fight Night? Either way, he has good knockout power. He's a flashy striker. But I think Said's going to have what it takes to neutralize his striking on the feet and control him on the ground. stay out of any submissions, and overall just control him most of the fight. His striking's alright, nothing crazy. I think he has been dropped before, Saeed that is, so he doesn't have the craziest chin, but like I said, I think the wrestling will just neutralize Oliveira's striking, and Saeed should be able to get it done by decision. Next, we got Sergey Pavlovich versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I think this is just going to be an easy win for Rozenstruik. This is just going to be an easy win for Pavlovich. Everyone was on the Pavlovich hype train. He got knocked out by Tom Aspinall, which fair enough. He's probably the best heavyweight right now. Either him or Jones, it's neck and neck. In which he landed good shots on Aspinall. It just turns out that Aspinall has a much better chin than we thought, and he was able to get Pavlovich back with a good combo and knock him out. And then Pavlovich dropped the loss to Volkov, but Volkov just realistically he just beat Cyril Gane, who's the best striker in the division. So obviously Volkov has gotten much better, and I think Pavlovich is just gonna be another man to put Rozenstruik on a highlight reel. I think his reach, he has too far of a reach. I think he's gonna do Rozenstruik like Ngannou did him. He's gonna be able to blitz in three-piece Minnesota, and that's all she wrote. I think Pavlovich is just—he's one of the few heavyweights with an actual decent build, insanely strong, and he has so much power. It's gonna be a stand-up fight, and I think Pavlovich will catch Jairzinho eventually. I'll say Pavlovich by round one knockout. Either way, there's no way this fight goes to a decision, but we said the same with Rozenstruik and Tuivasa, so Pavlovich by knockout first round. Next, we got Shara Bullet Magomedov versus MVP. In my opinion, this is the easiest dog pick of the year. MVP is going to win this fight 100%. There's no way MVP loses to Magomedov unless Magomedov lands a lucky strike, which is always possible. That's why we watch fighting. There's no guaranteed wins, but Michael Page just outclasses Shara. I mean, he's going to be faster, which Shara's been faster than everyone he fought, but MVP is going to be way faster than Shara. I think he's going to have more technical striking, better gas tank. He's a faster starter. Look at Shara's fight with Tricoli or Petrosian, I think it was. But he's not beating these dudes by a lot. He's going like tit for tat with them. Like they're laying on each other. He's getting hit. Shara gets hit a lot. And Michael Page isn't someone you want to get hit by. He's able to rock Kevin Holland multiple times, and he turned Ian Gary into a wrestler. I think even though he's 37, look at someone like Wonderboy. He's like 40 and still has a good amount of his speed. Not to mention Michael Page is moving up a division. So he's 100% going to be faster. I think he's just going to style on Magomedov. And then obviously Michael has good trips from the clinch too. He can mix those in because we know Shara's grappling isn't very good. Overall, I just think Michael Page will outpoint him. I see a highlight reel finish out of this fight, no matter who wins, but I really do believe Michael Page is a very solid, easy pick for this. Also, Michael Page has a very good chin. I'm sure Chara does too, but I think it's just going to be an easy Michael Page win. Now we're on the main event. Israel Adesanya looking to get a bounce back win versus Nasruddin Imavov. I think people are sleeping on Izzy, to be honest. I just can't see how Imavov beats him. Not going to hold him down. Adesanya is going against better grapplers than Imavov, such as Whitaker, such as Romero. Obviously, we saw Blachowicz hold him down, but Blachowicz was much bigger. Either way, Israel needs this win if he wants to keep his career alive. I think Imavov is like a poor man's Robert Whitaker. Yeah, he has the threat of the takedown, good striking, but he's not going to be able to outpoint Izzy. Obviously, Izzy has crazy power, a crazy chin. He's been dropped like, what, once by Strickland? When else has he been dropped? He's been TKO'd by Alex Standing. I can't tell you when else he's been dropped other than Strickland. And he got it from Strickland, immediately recovered from getting dropped by Strickland. So his chin's not going to be a problem. He's taken a good amount of time off now, and I just think he'll be able to keep Imavov on the outside, use his length, and pick him apart. It's also a 5-round fight, which tailors to Adesanya. That's all he's done for the past couple years. Not to mention, Imavov lost to Phil Haas, who's not even in the UFC anymore. He's in like the GFL. I don't think anyone that Phil Haas has beaten is going to beat Izzy. Let's just call it what it is. Let's look at Izzy's losses. Who has he lost to? Strickland, middleweight champ. DDP, he was winning that fight, plus he's middleweight champ. Alex Pereira, he got that one back, plus Pereira is a light heavyweight champ, and he's turning into one of the greatest fighters of all time. And he lost to Jan Blachowicz, who is much bigger and just held him down. He also did well on the feet. I'll give Jan that, but every single one of Adesanya's losses are all to champions. I don't think Imavov is championship caliber. So I'm going to go with Izzy. I don't know if he's going to go for the finish. Depends. I could see this fight looking similar to like the Jared Cannonier fight, but I think if Imavov actually brings a good fight, it's going to end up like Paulo Costa, Izzy's gonna clip him good, and it's gonna be all she wrote. Izzy by knockout. I'm gonna say round three, round four, knockout TKO. I think he's gonna hurt Imavov. I think this is gonna be good for the middleweight division. Love him or hate him, Izzy's one of the biggest names in the sport, so he brings eyes. Like I've said before, the more eyes, the better. So yeah, I'm going with Izzy. That's all I had for today. If you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't like it, it's too bad. I'll see you after these fights.